Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Alex. And today I want to take the time to review the stats of my YouTube business from the month of September. I always find it quite interesting when content creators share their numbers publicly. It's mostly revenue, but we are not there yet. So instead I want to share how my videos have performed, what experiments I have tried, and all the things I'm planning for the future. So get a cup of coffee and let's jump right into the numbers. So here we are in the overview of my YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen that before, that is YouTube Studio. It's kind of the backend for the whole YouTube channel. And I'm in the analytics section already for the month of September. You can see that up here. I took a very long break from YouTube, so I didn't upload any videos for almost a year, I think. So you can see this past month, I have uploaded 6 videos in total, and they accumulated with about 4,000 views. There were 190 hours watch time roughly, and I gained 72 new subscribers. So hello to everyone who just joined. And these numbers are really a big change. So let me show you something else. So on my website, you can see there's a new link up here. It says Dash. And this is the page where now every month I would just update these numbers. So you can see here are the subscribers for the past 6 months. Also the impressions, the click rate, and the views, and the watch time hours. And I get to why that is important in a second. So I don't care so much about the absolute metrics. I care more about that trend because I want to see growth in all of these numbers, because then I know I'm on the right path to growing this channel. So you can see subscribers starting in September. Before it was really around like 30 subscribers on average per month. And now it took off again since I started uploading videos more consistently. And I'll also get to that in a second. Then you can see there are the impressions. So that is how often my videos are suggested to any one of you based on search, etc. That also increased quite a lot. So then there's the click rate. And this is kind of the dark arts of doing this. Click rate means you're seeing a video, but you're not clicking it for whatever reason, right? It's not interesting. Almost likely the title, the thumbnail, anything is not relevant to what you're looking for right now. So in a nutshell, it's not appealing to watch. So the click rate went down, which is really bad. And I talk about measures to improve that also in a second. So then there is the views. You can see there are more views than the month before, which also makes sense, right? Because now there's more content out there. I added 6 new videos. So views should increase over time. And of course, with that along, watch time should increase, right? So watch time in hours is if someone watches my video for 1 minute and 60 people do this, then it's 1 hour of watch time added. Right? So I leave this, you can check out my website with these numbers if you're interested. I also post a link down below. But why is that important? So let's take a step back. So there's something that's called earn, and most of you know that you can make money with YouTube, right? So, and this is not my primary goal, as you can tell by now. I don't have any products, I don't have courses, etc. So I'm really just focusing on getting content out there. And I usually focus on breadth. So I cover a lot of topics, but not in greater detail, just enough to solve a specific problem, because I want to have all these pieces out there and then just see the numbers and see what you're most interested in and then double down on that content. And there are some patterns emerging already. We'll talk about them in a second. But why is the watch time relevant? So if you go to earn, you can monetize on YouTube using ads, which is probably the most boring of all the revenue streams. It requires you to have 1,000 subscribers, and I just cracked the 1,000 last month, so that was a big milestone. But it also requires you to have 4,000 hours of public watch time. And that's a lot, because this is for the last year, essentially. And getting to that, that's a really slow measure. So that's increasing really slowly. I'm not even sure if I make it this year. I still hope to. This is really the bottleneck right now. Anyway. So let's go back to the analytics, and we are here not 28 days, but let's go back to September. So you can see I have the subscribers, I have the views, that's all good. What's my top content? So there you can see I made a video a long time ago, I think last year. Yeah, October 2022. How to set up course, which has always been a pain for me. So I just made a video about it. And by the way, this is a recurring theme. I usually like to solve problems that I myself had. So even if this channel doesn't take off, I know I have a library of problems that I have solved at some point. So I can watch my own videos to get these solutions, which is kind of fun. But you can say, okay, course and Spring Security is a big thing. So then there's the new video that I made last month, and that took really a long time to finish the preparation for that, which is the MFA tutorial that I did. So how can you implement multi-factor authentication with Spring Boot, Spring Security? And then that's followed by how to generate 2FA codes with Spring Boot and Google Authenticator, which kind of the same topic. It just doesn't have the whole security thing attached. So, but you can see like these 3 videos, like my top 3 videos, you can already tell that the most relevant videos seem to be centered around the security theme. So we'll see if I double down on that one, but that's an interesting insight. Now let's talk about audience. So if I go here, audience, you can see, again, I gained 72 subscribers, which is nice. I got almost 3,000 unique views, which is also good. Returning viewers, all good. Let's go down here because that's where it's getting interested. So I can see that most of you also watch YouTube Shorts, and that's an interesting insight that I talk about also in a second. But let's see the schedule here. So YouTube shows you this kind of analytics where most of your audience is most active. So I can see it's kind of a heat map. You can see most days around 4 or 5 p.m. So I'm in Berlin time zone. You can see that's GMT +2. I can see most people are active around here. So this is why one of my scheduling slots is Mondays, 5 p.m. And I'm using the Thursday slot to usually post our community update pointing to the video from the last week to just drive some additional traffic there. But I probably reuse that slot for YouTube Shorts, and we'll get to that as well. So, but you can see these are my top geographies. It's India, it's the United States, it's Germany, Brazil, North Macedonia. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? And subtitled Sierra. I think these are the less relevant metrics. So then let's talk about testing, because I have an extension that I'm using. It's called TubeBuddy. See the link down below. And what I do on this channel quite a lot is A/B testing. So I'm a big fan of running experiments and then just seeing what the data reveals and then just doubling down on whatever comes up there. So TubeBuddy allows you to create A/B tests for a specific video based on the title, the text, the description, or the thumbnail even. So I could just run these tests, always changing just one thing at a time, just to make sure that I can isolate what has happened. And I was running A/B tests on titles. So here's an interesting one. There is my course video. That's one of the most relevant that I've shown you. I ran a test here. So the original title was Configuring Course with Spring Security and Spring Boot. And I tested a variation that is how to set up course with Spring Security and Spring Boot. So notice the only change here is how to. It's really trivial. But you can see just adding these 2 words has really made a significant difference in click-through rate mostly, right? So this is the video is suggested somewhere and you see the title and you say, oh, that's relevant, and you click there. That's interesting. So I changed it to use the variation title henceforth. But what's also interesting is, let's just go back to another video. So I also made a video about using WireMock and stubbing external APIs. I did the same thing. I had the original and I added how to, and you can see there's a statistically significance that the original actually worked better, which is quite surprising, right? You would assume that adding always how to would perform better. And for most of the videos, that seems to be the case, but here it isn't. So that's interesting. So I kept the original title for this video. And I think it's super interesting to just run these experiments and then see what works, and doing this all the time. And the more views I get, the more data I have to just make run these kind of tests, and then of course share them here. And this whole format, by the way, is a new experiment that I'm trying out, seeing whether people are interested in doing this, right? And everyone thinking about building a YouTube channel, I encourage you to do this. It's a fun exercise. There are so many benefits, and I'm happy to share all the insights that I have. So let me know if that's an interesting format for you. Moving on, there's something else that I tried last month, which is Medium. So I went to Medium and posted the articles that I've written on my website there as well, and linked the YouTube videos, right? So if I click in here, you can see Medium has an embedded player. It's not an embedded player, but it's just embedding the YouTube video, so you could watch it here. And I thought that would drive some traffic. And as you can see, I got a few claps, which is nice, but I didn't get that many views in total. We'll see. I think it's a little bit early to say whether that's performing well or not. I keep doing this because I have the posts ready on my website, so I just can copy them over and see if they are performing well. So speaking about the website, so this is the dashboard for Fathom Analytics, which is the analytics alternative that I'm using. So Google Analytics is no longer available or usable in Germany, which is okay because Fathom Analytics is pretty nice and does a great job. So all of the links that I'm using use UTM parameters, right? So whenever I leave a link somewhere to my website, either in the YouTube description, in the YouTube comments, in the YouTube summary, the link area, they usually contain UTM parameters. The same is true for Medium, right? So if I go back to one of the articles, and I just click in here and we can check. So get the source code. I link back to my website and you can see I have these parameters. I say UTM campaign is Medium post, which is true, and the source is Medium. So I really want to get more insight into where people are coming from and what's working for them. So let's go back here. This is the last month. So this is always September. You can see I had 330 visitors, which seems to be a lot. 754 views, average time, etc. You see these numbers here. So where are people coming from? Mostly YouTube, not surprisingly. What is surprising though is direct. So people just type in a link without anything else. I don't know where they found their link actually, but that's interesting. Okay, and then here's a couple of search. And then speaking of the articles, and this is again just double checking what I see in YouTube dashboard. I can here check, okay, what is interesting for people to read. So this is TOTP, is the time-based one-time password video that also was one of the top 3. Then there's the MFA article, which is also one of the top 3. This matches what I see in YouTube, right? But I'm interested to see, okay, people visit my site, go to one of those posts, and then where are they going next? And this can all be traced here. Again, you can see Germany, India, United States. This kind of matches what I saw on YouTube as well. I can also see, okay, browsers, etc. So this one's interesting. I have events. So when you check my website, there you can see the dead letter queue, which is my newsletter. And I'm not writing any newsletters yet. I just collect subscribers because I think it's important to just have a direct means of communicating with your audience. Eventually, I don't want to rely on YouTube all the time. So I have this newsletter that I'm not writing. So you can subscribe, it's safe. But I plan on writing at some point. That's one thing. So the thing is, if someone clicks into this input here and clicks this button, this will just trigger an event in Fathom. So if I go back here, you can see there are events. So the one event is called Newsletter Input Focus. So this event is triggered whenever someone hits the input field. And this is when someone clicks the button. And then there are completions and unique completions. So if I just hit the button 3 times, that's 3 completions, but it's just unique because I'm just one visitor. You can see there are 5 unique completions, which means I got 5 subscribers in the whole month, which is not a lot. So I'm really interested in figuring out how I can improve that so more people are interested in subscribing. But that's far below what I had expected to see. And here you can see the UTM parameters that I had in the bar. So YouTube summary is where most people click. Then there's the YouTube comment. I always make sure that I post the first comment linking back to my website because most people are interested in the code anyway. So YouTube links is the top section in YouTube channel. Then there's GitHub because I also post everything on GitHub. And there's a Medium post, which is really just not relevant. Okay, finally, let's talk about thumbnails. So what you might have seen if I go back to the content. So it's beginning of October. You can see there are a few videos lined up already that are not even yet published. So I usually try to batch film many of them and then prepare them for a release. But what you can see is that I've used more vibrant thumbnails over here. And the way I did this is by using Midjourney. And Midjourney is really excellent. And I'm really interested in seeing what DALL-E 3 from OpenAI is doing. But this is what I usually do. So if I want to create you can see this is a tunnel. I want to create a nicer thumbnail for the Cloudflare tunnel video. It didn't turn out so well. But here's usually the prompt that I'm using, saying, okay, imagine a YouTube thumbnail, a tunnel, and then what I always use is vibrant, good saturation, and then it has -AR, which means aspect ratio, 16:9, which is the format for YouTube. And then I usually exclude certain things, like I don't want to have any text in here because AI text really sucks. Usually doesn't even make sense. But you can see I tried a lot of things, including the thumbnail that you should see for this very video. And that's also fun. I want to see myself on these thumbnails to just build some brand. But there are people, like if you don't want to do this, you could just create these thumbnails with existing people or not. Probably they don't exist, but you could get these thumbnails. They look really intriguing and they have someone else edit there. So you could use them just the way they are and then just add some text if you want to. Midjourney is going really well. I'm really satisfied with the results. Again, I'm interested in seeing what DALL-E 3 is gonna do to this. It probably might get even better. So final experiment that I wanna share is, and you saw that probably already, I've been experimenting with YouTube Shorts. So I can open this one because this is a sample. I'll probably delete this afterwards, but let's look into this. So here you can see I've just played with the format. So a couple of things. I want to do more YouTube Shorts just to see how they affect my numbers in October. And I'm just dabbling with the format. Like how should you can see I'm using captions here. I make sure that the code is readable. It doesn't make sense probably to have the captions down here because they are hidden behind the title and the name. So I probably would just readjust the layout, but by the time this video comes out, the first shorts should be scheduled already. So interested to see how that all turns out. And that's a wrap. These were the numbers for September 2023. I plan on doing the same thing now every month. Again, you can check my website with dashboard that I just update regularly. If you have any questions, please just comment them down below. I'm happy to share anything about the channel that might be relevant to you. So long, thanks for watching. If you like this content, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.